Ms. Scott says that there was never a rental agreement between the two of you. You were doing something to be kind to her, and that you only became angry with her when she had some sort of a private conversation with your boyfriend.
What's good, everyone? Welcome back to my channel. It's Tiara, and for those who are new, welcome. So today we're going to be continuing on with the Judge Judy series. I'm actually deciding to make it a series because I was all about it with the last one. Just a side note, my voice is still coming back, so it's going in and out, so please give me some grace. But if you didn't catch Thursday's upload, I posted my very first reaction video to a Judge Judy show. Y'all know I like to go to the comments, and I saw that you guys were pretty down for the Judge Judy series, so it's going to continue. I feel like it's one thing watching these in your bedroom by yourself and just making mental notes, but it's another thing of us watching it together and kikiing about what's going on. Because a lot of this is just craziness, I'm not gonna lie. Some of these people need some help. But y'all know I don't like to keep my intros too long, so let's get straight into the video.
Ms. Wiley, according to your complaint, the defendant was a friend of yours. She ran into some difficulty. You allowed her to move into your apartment. You claim that the agreement was that she would pay you rent. She did not pay you rent or her share of the utilities, which was also part of your agreement, and you wanted to pay you for that. According to you, prior to that, she had borrowed your car, took it to a party, and it came back damaged.
There's way too many problems. There's way too much going on. This could have been nipped in the butt to begin with. But here's my personal opinion, and this might be an unpopular opinion, I understand that, but here's what I think. I'm really not for... Please don't eat me up. I'm really not the biggest fan of moving people in if it's not a binding agreement. Just because you're putting yourself in a position for these things to happen. Like, it's one thing if she's gonna put herself on the lease, that's one thing. Because now she has to hold herself accountable. But to just bring someone in, I just feel like it's asking for problems. And I know some of you guys are probably thinking like, oh, they're friends, it should be fine. I promise you, moving in with your friend can ruin a friendship. And that's not coming from personal experience. So please don't be thinking that I'm subbing anybody, I'm not. I've never had those problems, but I've heard several stories of people who move in with their friends and then this happens. And then on the other hand, why are you letting her take your car to a party? Like, y'all, I don't think y'all understand. When I was in college, I had a car. Blessed, fortunate, so grateful that I was in that position. But people really thought that just because we're cool, they could take my car for a party. Literally same situation. You're not taking my car anywhere. Are you crazy? What makes you think I'm about to say yes? I don't care if we're cool. Now, the only time I could see myself letting someone take my car, if it's for like maybe a doctor's appointment or something that's actually necessary, but a party, be for real.
Ms. Scott says that there was never a rental agreement between the two of you. You were doing something to be kind to her, and that you only became angry with her when she had some sort of a private conversation with your boyfriend.
Why is she smiling? This is not funny. Hold on, maybe I'm not looking at this correctly. It seems like the girl smiling is the one who's in the wrong, because what's funny? I don't see anything funny about this case. You moved in with her and you're talking to her man. The bravery.
You indicate that you do have her personal property, and that personal property she's going to get within 5 days of today. She can come either with a marshal or by herself to retrieve her property. Please have it ready for her. So I've taken care of your counterclaim.
Okay, so I was right. So the one who's smiling thinking everything's a joke is the one who is living with her and not paying rent, right? Please tell me if I'm wrong, because if I get this wrong, it's a bad look. Sometimes I feel like people go to court for things that are just so unnecessary, but I will have to say this is justified. Because what do you mean you're living here? You're not paying rent. You're talking to my man. You took my car to a party, ruined it. What do you think is gonna happen? We can hug it out? Nah.
How long do you know each other?
About 5-6 years.
And when did she move into your apartment?
February 2009.
Oh my God. I got it wrong. See, and this is why this is like a little key moment. I'm gonna get it wrong sometimes. That's just how it is. When I'm in my room watching this kind of stuff, sometimes I might get it wrong. So I'm not gonna act like I'm perfect. So if I confused you, I'm sorry. It seems like Ponytail is the one who moved into her house, doing all the extra stuff, took the car, talked to her man, right?
And who had you been living with before?
Me, I've always lived by myself.
Perfect. That's where you should keep it, Miss Wiley. What made you open your house to her?
I've known her for a long time. I thought she was a good friend. She didn't have a lot of friends because of run-ins that she's had with her other friends. And then on top of that, she was always coming to my house. She was always crying. She was always upset because she had gone into an argument, or she was fighting with her dad, or, you know, they were having disagreements. So it was total drama. And I told her that, you know, my house is always open if you want to come stay here.
So that's where you messed up. When I'm talking to people, I really observe everything. So if they're telling me, oh, I got into it with so-and-so, I got drama with my dad, I can't do this, that, I already had rental issues, we can chill from a distance. I just don't want to bring that energy into my life. I feel like if people have that many problems, I'm good. And it's not to say that you have to be absolutely perfect to be my friend. People have patterns that trigger me to think maybe I should not be involving myself with you, because who's to say that you're gonna have these patterns over here and then as soon as we're friends and it's gonna stop? It doesn't work that way. I see where she's coming from, because I used to be that kind of person. I used to be very, very nice. I used to only look at the best in people, and I paid the consequences for that. So I understand where she's coming from, but I feel like she needs to have her head on a swivel, because look where we are now.
So then she asked me, like, how much would it be if I rented? And I told her you would have to pay half rent, which would be about $850 or more a month, including utilities. And she said that would be perfectly fine because she's working, and then that on top of that, you know, her mother and her father would help her with rent.
It's very easy for me to say because I'm not in the situation, but I feel like if someone's telling me that you're getting at it with your parents or her dad in this instance, why would I believe that he's gonna be helping her out with rent? That just doesn't really make sense. Like, y'all are full blown in an argument to the point where you had to move into her place. It's just not really making sense to me. But hey, maybe I'm wrong. I don't know, but I just feel like this could have been avoided. But it's okay. It's all right. We all learn from our mistakes.
And when did she leave?
She left in May when I told her to move her things.
You were working all that time?
Yes, I was.
Why didn't you pay her rent?
Because we never had an agreement.
Well, why would she take care of you? You moved into her apartment, you had your own bedroom, you have your own bathroom. Why wouldn't you pay her rent?
Because the only time that I came to stay with her at the time was because me and my father did have problems.
I don't care what the reason is. How old are you?
I'm 21.
I'm sorry. Why is she acting like she's a 15-year-old? These are grown people. Y'all got a job, y'all got a life, y'all got stuff to take care of. You can't be expecting a friend to take care of you. You're not her child. And yeah, you're going through it with your dad, but what makes you think you're about to live in somebody's place for free? Now, if it was just like, oh, I need to crash for the weekend and I'm moving next week, okay, I'm still not a fan of that. She said from February to May, am I mistaken? That's what, 3 months? Tripping.
Are you telling me you didn't live with her?
I stayed with her from time to time. I didn't live with her for a constant, like, month after month.
I'm sorry, she did live with me.
I did stay with her, and I would go home or stay with someone else.
Hey, your problem is you don't have a mind. Because if you had a mind, you would remember what you signed, which was your sworn statement. You want me to read it to you?
You can if you want.
We never once had a conversation about rent prior to me moving in. In April, my family was evicted from their place and was scrambling to find a new home. She allowed my family also to store new things in her apartment. Although I stayed there part of the time, I did bounce from place to place.
Yes. I never moved in permanently.
Now I finally understand why she's smiling. Because this is a joke. I guess it does feel good if you're going to court for something and you automatically know you're going to win. Because there's no way Ponytail thinks she's going to win. There's no way. What do you mean you didn't live with her? Who do you expect to believe you?
She let me
Give
stay
me
there.
the name of the people that you bounced to.
My witness, Latice, and then I went back home with my family.
Last name.
Hampton.
When did she stay with you?
She started staying at my house in May, the beginning of May.
I think she thinks we're dumb, guys. She thinks we're idiots. She literally was at the girl's house from February to May, and she got kicked out. And now you're talking about you were bouncing from time to time, and your witness is saying that you moved into May? That's when you got kicked out. You had to find somewhere to go. You weren't bouncing back and forth.
We're not interested in May. We're interested in February, March, and April.
I never moved in February. I was still at home. She doesn't have a specific date that I moved in.
What stuff do you have in her house that you're counterclaiming for?
In the suitcase, I have like a mirror that my sister bought me for Christmas. The suitcase is stuff that we were packing up from the house that my family had to move out of. That's why that suitcase is there. I do have clothes there when I would stay with her.
If I saw Judge Judy smirking like that, I would already know I lost. Why is Judge Judy laughing? Y'all saw the last episode? I don't think she cracked a smile. So the fact that she's smiling lets us know like everything that she's saying is BS. What are you talking about? You have clothes, a mirror that your sister got for her. What are we supposed to do with that information? You lived there for 3 months, you got kicked out and moved in with somebody else. That's the end of the story. Why are we here? She needs to pay the rent. I honestly wish that they did have some kind of writing stating that I'll pay rent. Hold on, let me let you in on something. Maybe this is like the healthcare side of me, but if anyone ever says they're gonna do something, especially for a long period of time, I need that in writing. I need your name, date, in writing stating what you're gonna do. It doesn't even have to be a formal legal lease. I just need a piece of paper so I can show somebody if you decide to go left.
I would go back home. I would go back home and stay with my family.
They were evicted in April.
Cut the cameras. I can't imagine being in court, getting drilled like that. And there's a camera video recording me. And there's people behind me watching this, witnessing this. Like, did she not even attempt to get her story straight? It's not adding up. And Judge Judy is not a fool. You quite literally said your parents got evicted and then you moved back with your parents. Moved back with them where?
Yes, you said my family was evicted In April.
Not in April, because we just moved
In
out.
April 2009, my family was evicted from their place.
I never said in April that.
This is what I was talking about in the last one, guys. You have the evidence in 4K. Evidence meaning your statement. Do people not understand when they give a statement or when they testify in court? It's going to be documented. That's why you need to stick with the script. You can't say that something happened and then turn around and say, I didn't say that. What do you think they're gonna say?
Oh yeah, you're right. You didn't say that.
She's literally making it impossible for her to win the case. I 100% believe she's gonna lose the case.
You know what
That's your statement. That's your signature at the bottom.
I know what it says.
So is it wrong?
My family did not get evicted in April. They were still at their house.
So I'm asking you a question. When you wrote that down and swore to it, it was wrong.
Yes, the date is wrong.
These are the type of people you need to stay away from. When people say stuff and they swear that they didn't say it, just know they're a pathological liar. I'm sorry. I know that's probably extreme. Maybe I don't have to say pathological. Maybe I'll just say liar. But they're going to continue lying to you. Because how are you that brave and that bold to be lying in court? I can't even imagine what she lies to her friends and family about.
How much rent did you pay your family?
I never paid rent for my family.
Well, you gotta pay somebody rent, madam.
I never moved in. We never
You
had an
gotta pay
agreement.
somebody rent where you're living.
If we had an agreement, yes, I would pay rent.
I know I said this already, but I just don't understand how people have the mindset that they can live for free. Nothing's free. Okay, here's my personal opinion. Obviously, not everyone has this luxury, but I feel like the only time that's really justified if it's like family, I should say. Specifically parents, maybe a sibling, it depends. But I feel like family makes sense. I'm gonna stay here for a couple months, save up, and be on my way. But a friend is not responsible for raising you. A friend is not responsible for paying your rent. Now, if the friend is just that nice and they sign something saying you do not have to pay rent, then that's one thing. That's on them. But to just have the expectation that people are gonna pay for your life is wild.
You explain to me why you gossip behind her back to her boyfriend?
I did not gossip behind her back.
Really?
Her boyfriend texted me when she left for her cruise to Mexico. He texted me and asked, can I talk to you because I have issues with my girlfriend, Isla. I never responded back to
You
him.
never respond, so you never had any conversation with him?
No.
I'm sorry, that's BS. The minute she lied about her parents' eviction, I'm not gonna believe anything you say. I'm sorry. The minute you lie, I don't believe you. You lost your credibility. If the boyfriend texted you, I'm not believing that you didn't respond back. That doesn't make sense. And at this point, I'm starting to believe that maybe you reached out to him. But you know that's not my place. I'm not here to talk about anybody's relationship. I'm strictly talking about the case.
The only time me and him talked was the night we were going out. All of us.
And?
And he asked me, Paris, I have a feeling that something's going on. And I told him, if you really believe something is going on, why don't you guys take a break so you can figure out your thing and she can figure out hers.
So first you didn't respond to anything he said, and then you're confiding in him saying that maybe you should take a break. Which one is it? Because you're giving us two different stories. So I'm trying to figure out, do I go left, do I go right? Because right now I'm confused.
Now tell me about the car.
Okay, well, the night before she drove my car, she had to rent a car because she did not have a vehicle. She went down to the club, and I guess she had the windows busted out. Somebody busted out the windows and stole her belongings.
In the rental car?
In her rental car, yes.
What did they steal?
They stole my purse
You left your purse in the rental car?
in the trunk, yes.
And it might have actually happened, but I don't believe her. I don't believe her. You're lying about so many things, bro. She might have busted it out herself just so that she could drive the other girl's car. Or maybe she argued with someone, they did it. See, now I'm jumping to conclusions. Now I'm starting to overthink. Why am I overthinking about a case that has nothing to do with me? Wait, calm down, chill. It's just hard to believe anything she says.
She came to me crying, saying that somebody stole her things, she had nothing, and that she needed to use my vehicle. Because every excuse with using my vehicle was my family doesn't have food, my family doesn't have money, my sister's left at school, my brother's left here, my brother's left here, can you please let me use your vehicle?
I already explained how I don't like people driving my car. However, if people have situations like that, like, okay, my sister's at school, she needs to get picked up, or I have an appointment, or my parents X, Y, and Z, I'm not against you needing some kind of transportation, but I'll take you. You're not taking my car, because that is just way too much of a liability that I, quite frankly, do not have the time for. Obviously, we're learning from our lessons. I hope she doesn't let anybody do that again. However, I'm still on the fence about the reasonings, only because you went from, oh, my sister this, my dad this, my mom this, to I gotta go to the club. Why are we going to the club?
So the very next night, she wanted to go downtown, and I said, you could use my car. Please be careful.
And, right.
So she came back with the vehicle. She actually came back with her boyfriend, and they got off the car, and I came outside, and I'm like, what happened to my car? She goes, what do you mean, what happened to my car? I'm like, my car is keyed. And it's really obvious. You could see it at night. The whole car was keyed. Somebody ran the whole key through it all around the frame, everything.
She definitely got into it, because that just does not happen out of nowhere. She probably got into it with somebody at the club, and they keyed her car thinking it was the other girls, but it wasn't. I'm very interested to see what the other girl's explanation is, because what do you mean you took my car to the club and you come back and it's keyed? Someone needs to pay up.
Did anybody that you know see what happened to the car?
No.
Okay, so what happened to the car was a criminal act.
Correct.
and she had your permission to drive the car.
Yes, ma'am.
She's not responsible for it.
Okay.
She's not responsible for someone else's criminal acts that are done to your car if she had the car with your permission.
This is exactly why I say don't lend your car to people. Because if you're giving them outright permission to do so, then you're putting yourself at a liability. So hopefully this is a lesson for all of us.
But she certainly owes you for rent. Anything else?
No, ma'am.
Very good. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $850. Make arrangements to pick up your suitcase within 5 days. Understood? That's all.
Okay, you know what? I'm not mad. I understand the car situation. I mean, it's a lesson learned, but I'm glad that she has to pay her rent because I can't get over you thinking that you can live somewhere for free. That's just never gonna slide with me. Don't be too nice with everyone. No, I'm playing. But if you are actually planning on having someone stay for real, you always wanna have stuff in writing because you just never know how crazy people are. And then also you wanna observe people's past. And I don't mean past by if they did one thing, then you just judge them based off of that. But if someone has habits and patterns of a certain behavior, you gotta take that into consideration. But in my opinion, justice was served. But that's gonna be that in today's video. I want to thank each and every one of you guys for joining, for watching, for tuning in. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to like, comment, subscribe. It really helps a girl out. And again, for anyone who is new to the YouTube crew, welcome, welcome, welcome. I hope you had a good time. But aside from that, I hope you guys have a great rest of your week. I'll see you on the flip side. T is out.